This is my review of the Beach Boys' Party. It was released in 1965 and produced by Brian Wilson. So this album is kind of weird. It's kind of another situation where like the record company wanted something, they wanted the Beach Boys to put something out, and I think at the time Brian was working on Pet Sounds and it wasn't ready yet, or I mean what would become Pet Sounds. Anyway, he wasn't ready to put out another album yet, so they kind of came up with the idea to do this. It's like, I mean, it's kind of essentially like an acoustic covers album with noises added into the background to make it sound like there's like a crowd in the studio with them while they're recording it. And it's really kind of just not a good idea, really, I don't think, or not like executed the best way. This I don't remember specifically when I got this, but I remember like getting it in the mail because I remember sitting down and like opening it, looking at it for the first time. Because this album, I almost didn't want to buy it because what I'd read about it, and it's paired with Stack of Tracks in this CD version that I have, and Stack of Tracks doesn't really do much to improve it. That album, which really I'm not going to review it because all the songs on it I've talked about before, and they're all just Beach Boys songs without the vocals. They're just instrumental backing tracks, and it's kind of interesting to listen to like once, but other than that, like I never really listened to it. And it's kind of just something that I feel like the record company just released as like a cash grab, but it's yeah, I'm not going to review that one, or even I have no idea if I'm actually going to rank it or not when I rank the albums, but I don't know, maybe. But it doesn't really improve. This was definitely one of the weakest of the two first CD sets that they have, because Stack of Tracks doesn't really do anything to improve Party. And Party kind of needs some help. So the first song, Hully Gully, and all the songs are covers pretty much, except for when they kind of butcher some of their own songs later. But it's sung by Mike, and it doesn't really do much for me as a song. I just don't like the song that much. I mean, I think that they sound fine or whatever, but it's just not that great of an opener. The second song, I Should Have Known Better, Beatles cover. I actually like this one because I like their vocals, and all the songs on this album that I like are kind of ruined by the crowd, like party noises. There is a version of this album where they've taken those out, and I've only like listened to like one or two of the songs off of it like once, and I probably should have listened to it before doing this review, but I didn't really have time, and I wanted to review this version anyway since it's the original version. But yeah, it's the crowd noises aren't great on any of the songs, and they definitely don't do this cover any favor, but I think it's actually pretty good, and it's cool to hear them singing Beatles songs. And the third song, Tell Me Why, is another Beatles cover, and it's pretty much the same as the first one. Pretty good. The fourth song, Pavu Mau Mau, they did that on this song on concert, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it any better now. So definitely one that I don't like. The fifth song, Mountain of Love. This one I actually kind of like. I think it's kind of catchy. I think Mike actually does a pretty good lead vocal on here, which Mike on this album is really kind of irritating in a lot of it, especially like I don't know, just he's telling bad jokes all the time, and like some of the vocal performances, especially like on one of the later songs, it's just like Mike. So it's good that he has like this song at least where he sounds pretty good. The sixth song, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, another Beatles cover. This one with Dennis on lead vocals, and I like this one. I think Dennis does a good job with the vocal. It's another one where I think that just the crowd background noises kind of screw it up, but it's still pretty good. The seventh song, Devoted to You, another one that I kind of like, and just wish that the crowd noise wasn't there. The eighth song, Alley Oop, another just dumb kind of novelty song that I don't like at all, really. Um, the ninth song, There's No Other Like My Baby. Another one that I also kind of like. It's got a good vocal from Brian. Then they have this awful medley of I Get Around and Little Deuce Coupe, and Mike is just like obnoxious, really obnoxious on these tracks. And like I said, it's just awful. It's not even like they don't even really like try to play the song. They just kind of are like trying to joke around, and it's not funny, and it just ends up sounding like them kind of ruining some of their good songs. Then the 11th track, Bob Dylan cover, The Times They Are Changing, with Al on lead vocal. And I don't mind it. I think that, Al does a fine job singing. Maybe not like the most convincing person to sing the song, but neither was Roger McGuinn in the Byrds version. So, but yeah, it wouldn't be bad except for the crowd noises. Like they're like yelling right at the end of different verses, and it's just really obnoxious and loud, and just maybe without those it would be okay, but it kind of messes it up. Then the 12th final track, Barbara Ann, which of course had a guest appearance from Dean, from Jan and Dean, and this was a hit from this album, I think. And I like it. I think it's a good way to close the album, one of the better tracks on the album, and one of the ones where the crowd noise doesn't mess it up as much as some of these other ones. But Beach Boys Party, I would say overall, I give it 2 out of 5. Like, it's got some good parts on it, but they're kind of screwed up by the whole like main gimmick of the album, which is the party atmosphere noises and stuff. They're really obnoxious and kind of annoying, and they ruin some kind of good moments from the band. And they're just kind of poor choice of material for some of these songs. And then like their stupid kind of medley of their own stuff didn't really help much either. So not a great album, and like I said, pairing it with a stack of tracks really doesn't do it much of a favor.